Hello, family. Hello, folks. Welcome again to the PM Studios. It is my pleasure to have you again here. Today, I have a hypothesis that says poverty is a man-made phenomenon. I don't know if you agree with me. If you agree, you'll tell me in the comments. If you don't, you still tell me in the comments. I'll concentrate my hypothesis in Africa. In November of 1884 to February of 1885, the powers of Europe had a conference in Berlin. This was a request by King Leopold II of Belgium. And Otto von Bismarck of Germany heed the call and organized a conference where 14 countries met. This is what is called the Scramble of Africa. The idea of the conference was to colonize Africa. We know prior to this conference, Europe was so fragmented and fighting each other left, right, and center. There were wars, not just small battles, but wars. We see these wars in the early 20th century, where we saw Germany declaring war against Russia because Russia was supporting Hungary. This was after the assassination of Austro-Hungarian Archduke. The war took 4 years. We saw again in 1939, World War II. That war took 6 years. And this war was not just a small war. It involved like 30 countries. You know, Russia and Germany are always in the mix. In 1949, NATO was created. This was to try and unite, and this involved US, Canada, and 10 other European countries. In the late 1940s, there were treaties to end these wars so that they could integrate. While these conflicts were happening in Europe, colonization in Africa was rife. And Africans were resisting, whilst others were killed, defying the order of the new master. Europe was uniting to extract everything of value from Africa. They used divide and conquer strategy. They created borders so that people would be separated or divided. Go to Europe today and see if you will see any borders. A person in Europe can just travel from one country to the other without being bothered by borders. Here in Africa, their strategy still works because we still have borders that separates us. Africa was just a farming land where people were just farming organically and were hunters and gatherers. Yes, there were conflicts in Africa, but nothing like we've seen in Europe. What was brought with this colonization was religion. Now we have seen Africa being taken by religion like we've never seen before. Those who brought this religion have abandoned it. Religion was not an African thing. With religion, Africans are more divided. We see these denominations. This denomination doesn't like the other denomination. This one doesn't like the other one. It's a mengelmoes. They use religion to create a nation that was docile. People who just follow instructions without questioning anything. Remember, divide and rule. What was done also was the introduction of mass production, especially food. There were introductions of GMOs, that is organic, genetically modified foods. And here people were made to work for the master. and earn wages in order to buy food. Families were separated. There was loss of transfer of knowledge from one generation to the other, because father would be taken away from his home and he goes to the cities and do not see his children grow. As you may well know, we're oral people. Information and knowledge was passed on from one generation to the other orally. Few civilizations had written language like Ethiopia. And this created dependency on the master. Land was taken away from Africans. People had to work for hours and hours and earn very little. With colonization came capitalism, because the masters wanted to extract as much as they could from the laborers. This, of course, created resistance, and we saw a lot of bloodshed during the apartheid years. There were formations of liberation movements. Today, the economy is struggling with so much resources, and these are not exploited at all for the beneficiation of the greater population. In universities today, we see they are still offering redundant courses. Universities have no appetite to create courses that move with the times. Even when you see things moving, they're happening at a snail's pace. We are currently sitting with graduates sitting at home, and their degrees are decorating walls. You find a person doing BA degree and majoring in agriculture or sociology. This person will not find employment anywhere. If they're employed in the farms, for those who have done agriculture, will earn roughly 6,000 a month if they're lucky. And by the way, they will not be able to implement anything they've learned at the university. It's not their farm. And thinking about that, people, rejoiced when they got these degrees. There was jubilation. People were thinking poverty is the thing of the past. As we were taught, education is the key to success. Education is the key to success. But nothing was said. Which education? What do you need to learn? Which courses are relevant? Which courses are not relevant? A person being taken at university, they go because they've been accepted, because no one in their family ever graduated at the university level. So when they're taken, they have that hope that they will finally kiss poverty away. And they have spent all that time for nothing. Today, the government is giving people 350 a month so that they can be seen to be helping people. This is the worst form of help. What can you do with 350 rands a month? According to Pietermaritzburg Economic Justice and Dignity Group, of which they are tracking household affordability index, which is sitting at around 5,500. They track about 44 food items in their basket, whilst SSA tracks 391 items. Their basket includes things like electricity, water, sewer, clothes, and the rest. Whilst the Pietermaritzburg Economic Justice and Dignity Group only tracks food, and their basket costs 5,500 rand. And that does not include electricity, water, clothes, school fees, and so forth. The government has cancelled vocational training that we used to get at primary schools. These were given by the old regime. Today, vocational skills jobs are done by foreigners. Others may say, we have TVET colleges. The question is, if they are there, why are these jobs done by foreigners? Give people skills. There's shortage of artisans in the country. That is my hypothesis, to say this poverty is man-made, is created. It was engineered like this by other people. Steve Biko once said, "Black man, you're on your own. If you think there's someone who's coming to save you, think again." It is important that we understand and know the truth, because the truth is the only thing that shall set us free. This poverty that is man-made, we can escape from it because it is man-made. But if we understand the truth that comes from God the Creator, nothing shall be against us. If we look at the truth and embrace the truth and walk on the truth, then we'll be able to see all these things that are man-made, that are meant to pull us back, that are meant to make us not to succeed. We'll be able to conquer them, because the truth is the only thing that shall set us free. Thank you very much. If you agree or disagree, share in the comments, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for listening, and have a good time. Stay blessed.